What's going on, everybody? It's Key Time coming back with another one to talk about week 16 of the NFL season. The first game I'm going to get into right now is the New Orleans Saints and Los Angeles Rams. Both of these teams have the same record, and whoever loses this game is out of the playoff picture. So, both of these teams, their third down defense is decent. Another thing, both quarterbacks, they have good play. Who knows? This game may be a shootout in the end, but I think Los Angeles will win this game in the end because the Saints, they've had too many defensive lapses over over the season, and plus offensive ineptitude. Excuse me, offensive ineptitude. So I got the Rams in that game. Now the next game, we have two Saturday games this week: Cincinnati at Pittsburgh, and Buffalo and the Los Angeles Chargers. The first game I'm going to talk about is the Cincinnati Bengals and Pittsburgh Steelers. We all know how I feel about Pittsburgh. I done came in here week after week, day after day, and told y'all that it's just best for Pittsburgh not to even make the playoffs because you don't know what you're going to get from Kenny Pickett. You don't know what you're going to get from Mason Rudolph. And you don't know, and you already know what you're going to get from Mitchell Trubisky, which is offensive ineptitude. Cincinnati, on the other hand, Josh Browning, oh my goodness. Since he has filled the void of Joe Burrow, they've won 4 straight games, still have a chance to make the playoffs. I think that they can go into Pittsburgh and win that game because Pittsburgh don't have the type of home field advantage that it once did. You see what Ben Roethlisberger said, the Steelers tradition is starting to deteriorate. Now, with Cincinnati, you got to win this game in order to keep your playoff hopes alive because you're playing against a bad offense. Pittsburgh, only thing that's holding Pittsburgh together is the defense. Only thing that's holding them together. So Cincinnati is gonna go into Pittsburgh and win that game, whether it's 10-12 or 30-27. Cincinnati is gonna win that game outright. The next game I want to talk about is the Buffalo Bills and Los Angeles Chargers. Now, Chargers, they ain't winning this game. Buffalo, they still have a chance to make the playoffs. And I think that they will win. No, I don't think. I know that they'll win this game because they are fighting for their playoff lives. And Josh Allen, he ain't throw no interceptions the last game versus the Dallas Cowboys. And I think that he can keep that up against the worst pass defense in the NFL in Los Angeles Chargers. So I got Buffalo winning that game by at least 10 points. The next game I want to talk about is Indianapolis versus Atlanta Falcons. Now, Indianapolis has the better team. Atlanta, they've been up and down all season. I don't have much trust in them. The Indianapolis Colts, they are going to win this game. They're going to win this game. It's going to be close. This game is going to be close. But Atlanta, their season is hanging by a thread. I think Atlanta loses this game and Indianapolis wins. So Indianapolis will keep pace with those 4 other teams that are 8-6. So that's all I have for that game. The next game I want to talk about is Seattle and Tennessee. Seattle needs this game more than Tennessee because Tennessee, they already eliminated and out of the playoffs. So Seattle, whatever you got to do, go into Tennessee and win this game. And don't mess around. Drew Lock, he did good. 26 of 33 last game versus the Eagles for 259 yards. Hopefully he can keep that up this game because Tennessee, one of the worst defenses in the NFL. And Tennessee ain't going nowhere. They only getting ready for the 2024 NFL draft. So that's all I have for that game. All right, next game. Detroit Lions versus Minnesota Vikings. This game is going to have a playoff type atmosphere. Both teams fighting for a playoff spot. Both teams, they still nip and tuck at each other. But I think that the Detroit Lions will come on the road. We'll go on the road and win this game because, hey, in order to get to the playoffs, you got to win division games. Now, division games carry a different type of impact. But with Detroit, they are the much more superior team, and they should just go in Minnesota and just whoop Minnesota up. That's all. So that's all I got for that game. The next game, this is probably the worst game of the week. The Washington Commanders versus the New York Jets. We all know how I feel about the New York Jets. I said when Aaron Rodgers went down, I said there go their season right there. Now it's just been a revolving door at quarterback. I'm going to tell y'all who all they've had at quarterback since the Aaron Rodgers injury. Zach Wilson, 3 times. Trevor Siemian, 2 times. Tyler Boyd. That's the 3 quarterbacks that they have had. And they have Zach Wilson starting this week. This game, I'm not expecting too much from this game, but I will watch it. But ain't nothing gonna happen in this game. This game is a toss-up. If you know what's best for you in the sports bettors out there, if you know what's best for you, you'll stay away. You'll stay away from this game, Washington and New York. You will, because you don't know who is going to end up on top in the end. But since I'm doing my prediction, I'm going to go ahead and say Washington will win this game since they have the better quarterback and the better everything. So Washington is going to win this game. So that's all I got for that game. The next game I want to talk about is Green Bay and Carolina. Green Bay, you need to win this game for playoff positioning. Plus, Minnesota is already on your heels. You are 6-8, and you have right now a 47% chance at making the playoffs. If you win, that percentage increases to 74%. But you should win versus Carolina. You shouldn't have no problem with Carolina because that's the worst team in the NFL. But this is still the NFL. So, I got Green Bay winning this game, but it's going to be close. The next game I want to talk about is the Cleveland Browns and Houston Texans. We all know that Cleveland Browns have a revolving door at quarterback. And we also know now that CJ Stroud, he may not play this game. But since Houston is at home and they've won 6 out of 7 games at home this season, I'm picking them to win this game because they have protected home throughout the entirety of this season. And why would they lose to the Cleveland Browns, who are also fighting for their playoff lives, and their season is hanging by a thread? So I think this game, Houston will win this game, but it's going to be close. We're going to have another close game. We're going to have another close game in Cleveland and Houston. So that's all I have for that game. The next game I want to talk about is the Jacksonville Jaguars and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. As far as the Jaguars' sake, you are in a three-way tie for first place. This game is critical for you to have. Now, as far as Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield, he had a perfect passer rating in Green Bay. He did. Had a perfect passer rating. Is he going to be able to keep that up? Who knows? It remains to be seen. Jaguars, they are ranked 15th in total defense allowed. And Tampa, the offense is in the top 15. They have a top 15 offense. But I believe this game, Jaguars need this game much more than the Buccaneers do. But now credit, both of these teams need the game at the same rate, but the Jaguars, they're on a 3-game losing streak, and plus they have a tough game versus Tennessee next week after this game. So I believe that the Jaguars, look, Trevor Lawrence, and to all the Jaguars and the entire coaching staff, you gotta win this game. If you don't win this game, you'll be in second place and you'll be at risk of losing your playoff positioning. So, Jaguars, hey, it's coming up on crunch time. Gotta win this game. Next game I want to talk about is Arizona Cardinals and Chicago Bears. What do we really have to talk about with this game? These are two bad teams that are just fighting for draft positioning. That's all. Just fighting for draft positioning. But the Chicago Bears will win this game outright. Arizona, they bad at home. So Chicago will win this game outright, even though Kyler Murray at the end of the season, he might be traded. So Arizona, they just throwing in the towel and getting ready for the 2024 NFL draft. So Chicago will win this game by, I'll say, at least 10 points. Now, the next game I'm going to talk about, this is probably the biggest game of the week. The Dallas Cowboys versus the Miami Dolphins. We have a narrative on the Miami Dolphins. They have not won versus a team with a winning record all season. Dallas just came off of a beatdown versus Buffalo last weekend, so something's got to give in this game. I believe that Dallas will bounce back in this game and win this game by at least, I'm going to say, 7 points. 7 points because Miami, they have a good offense. And plus, on top of that, these are the two best offenses in the NFL. So this game might be a shootout for all you people, offensive fans out there. So I got Dallas winning this game, but it will be close. I ain't going to give a certain point spread or however many points that they are going to win by. I'm going to just say Dallas is going to win this game. The next game I want to talk about is the New England Patriots and the Denver Broncos. Denver should win this game outright because Bailey Zappi, even though he's had good stats the last few games, he still doesn't fit the bill for me as far as being consistent. He doesn't fit the bill for me. He doesn't. So now Denver is coming up on crunch time for you to win these games and make that final playoff push. You got to win this game. Denver is going to win this game. I'm not going to say by how much, but it's going to be a close game. Denver, you got to win this game. Now, the last 3 games of Week 16 comes on Monday, which is Christmas Day. The first game on Christmas Day is the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City, you got to start a winning streak. This is a game, even though it's a division game, and I always say division games are so unpredictable. This game, Kansas City has got to win because you're gonna end up you already gonna have to go on the playoff. You already gonna have to go on the road and potentially win 2 or 3 playoff games to get to Vegas. So win this game. I got Kansas City winning this game by 10 points. And another thing, I'm gonna speak directly to Kadarius Toney. Kadarius Toney, catch the ball first before you run. Patrick Mahomes is losing confidence in you. It's gotten to the point where I see in games where Patrick Mahomes, he's like, if I throw it to 19, will he catch it? Patrick Mahomes is losing trust in you, KT. So, Kadarius Toney, step up your game, man, because you are going to be needed in the playoffs. That's all I have for that game. Now, the next game I'm going to talk about is the New York Giants and Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles have lost 3 straight games. The New York Giants didn't look so hot against the Saints, but I expected that. But in this game, I think I'm going to go with an upset in this game because the offense for Philadelphia has been up and down. I seen them Monday night against Seattle. They were struggling against Seattle. The defense was playing good, but the offense, they couldn't put up any points. And it's very critical that you put up points. Not just in the playoffs, but in any game if you want to win that game. And then you have Jalen Hurts saying that, is the team committed enough? And plus, as far as the defensive coordinator, I blame that game on the defensive coordinator. Because you are up, the team is up by 4. And there's always this saying that I've heard, nothing cheap, nothing deep. Matt Patricia, why did you call that lineup, that single high safety blitz lineup? And you know that your behind been getting cut up in the passing game throughout the entirety of the game. Need I remind you, this is not Geno Smith playing. This is Drew Lock playing. Drew Lock cut your behind up for over 250 yards. And plus he had a game-winning touchdown pass to DK Metcalf. So, the Philadelphia Eagles defense, pass defense, is near the bottom in the NFL. Run defense is near the bottom of the NFL. Third down defense is near the bottom of the NFL. It's certainly different than what we were hearing last month. Last month, everybody was like, "Oh, Philadelphia is the best team in the NFL." Now, what do you think about since what has happened over the last month? Are they still the best team? No. But the last game I'm going to talk about, potential Super Bowl preview. Watch out for this game, y'all. The Baltimore Ravens and the San Francisco 49ers. These two teams are evenly matched. It's almost like this is the Super Bowl that we are watching right now. Baltimore's offense is decent. The defense is stellar. Defense is stellar. And San Francisco's offense, defense, special teams is stellar. They don't have no weaknesses. Both of these teams, they don't have a weakness. But this game will be close. And since they are at home, I'm going to give the edge to San Francisco. Yep, give the edge to San Francisco. I'm going to knock on wood when I say that. Giving the edge to San Francisco because Baltimore's offense is up and down. Third down offense, middle of the pack in the NFL. But they've won. They've clinched a playoff spot. This game is really going to emphasize who in the AFC, what team has more power and more of a upper hand, an upper hand on the NFL. So this game right here is Monday night, Christmas night. This game is going to be close, and this game is going to be an all-time classic. I got the 49ers winning this game. And with that, those are my predictions for Week 16 of the NFL season. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and remember, the key is always on time.